All right, we're back at our hive, and it's about 6 days after we've hived them. There's a couple things that we're looking for. When we left our hive last time, we had the queen in her case, in her small cage, and today we want to go in and we want to see that she's been released, that the worker bees have eaten the candy from one side and she's eaten it from the other, and that she's in her hive. Now, I'm going to tell you this week's been cool. It's been very cool. So they probably have not been very active, but I actually should see some wax that is formed around the queen's cage. I'm also going to be looking at how much of the sugar syrup they've eaten. So we haven't gone into the hive yet. We're going to do it together. Now, the front of the hive is right here. Generally, I will smoke the front of the hive, and I'll smoke the front of the hive because every bee in the hive has a job. And there are guard bees that are at that entrance. And if they detect an intruder, they will actually emit a pheromone, which is a warning to the rest of the hive, and they will get support from other bees. So by using a smoker and adding smoke, it does a couple of things. First of all, the smoke masks the pheromones. And the second thing is, for the bees in the hive, we like to say it calms them down, but the truth is it sort of mimics a forest fire, and the bees would go deeper into the hive. So it calms them down for me. I don't think they appreciate the smoke too much, so we won't smoke any more than we need to. This is a bellows, and I'll squeeze it, and it should give me some smoke out the front. Again, our hive is relatively low in numbers right now, so I probably won't need much smoke at this point. All right, I'm gonna put this aside for a moment. Let's see how they did on the sugar syrup. They've eaten quite a bit, and that's a good sign. There's a little bit of syrup left, and it's time to give them some more. Now, I've just taken the top off, and we can see the bees all at the top right here. I'm gonna smoke them now. And we're gonna see that they're gonna go down a little deeper. They're actually quieting down right now. Okay, I'm gonna use my hive tool, and I'm gonna separate the frames to move them down, because I wanna get to the queen's cage. And our queen has been released. It is empty. That is a very good sign. All the candy has been eaten straight through. I'm gonna leave that right here on the front, and I'm gonna add my 10th frame, which I took out so I could accommodate the queen's cage. I wanna make sure that there's no built out wax rather. And here are our bees. Okay, now normally I would see a big clump of honeycomb that they've made. They've not been very active this week, just too cool for them to go out and forage. They've spent a lot of time in the hive. I'm turning it around. Notice that I'm keeping the frame above the hive. I don't want the queen to fall out if she's on this frame. Now remember, she has a blue dot, so I'm quickly scanning to see if I can find her. I don't see her, but she could certainly be covered up by the other bees. There's a big clump right here. I'm going to just move that aside. And I don't see her there. So I'm going to pull out another frame, and we'll check that frame. I can see some glistening honey. They are already gathering nectar, so they've been working. Ah, there she is. Blue dot right there. We found our queen. That is an excellent sign.